Yo, what's going on, man? Today is day 114 of the 1,000-day challenge. And for today's video, man, I want to recommend two books that anyone should read if they're trying to go after something big in their life. Whether, like I talk about, whether it's when it comes to your health, your business, school, even your job, man. If you have big goals and aspirations in any of those fields, I really recommend reading these two books, specifically if you're trying to make a business and make some money, but this can also be applied to any goal you're going after. The two books I really recommend anyone should read. The first one being Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Now, the reason why I think this is really important for anyone aspiring big things is because what the book talks about. First off, this book, when the author wrote it, was so controversial that like literally everyone in his family said, don't release this shit and wait until we all die and then release it, because that's how controversial this book is, right? And then finally when it came to his kids' time, right, his kids were like, nah, fuck that, we're gonna wait until we die because this shit's so controversial. Think about it for a second. This kind of book was hidden for years, but is so relevant today because what it talks about is all the distractions in our society that keep us in this, how people are talking about this rat race and all this like being in the matrix and shit. It's literally talking about that stuff and how to avoid being sucked into the fucking matrix. I know this sounds like a little, what's the word? Sound like one of them conspiracy theorists or whatever, but listen, when you read the book and you start looking at your life and hear what he's saying, you're gonna be like, damn, there's so much shit around me that's been holding me back that I haven't even been realizing about, all right? That book talks about distractions because I feel like the main reason most people don't go after or can't hit their goals is because of distractions. Once you learn all the distractions that are in this world and the shit that is trying to keep you programmed, all right? Once you learn that, the second book I really recommend is The Millionaire Mindset by T. Harv Eker. Now, this book was like life-changing for me. It was so life-changing. The first time I read this book, I completely dropped smoking and shit. That's how powerful it was. And while it is a financial book, I think a lot of the principles can be applied to your everyday life. If you, not just the financial principles, but some of the other principles they talk about. Some shit I feel is really important. One of the principles being is like, why can't you have both? All right. Now, a lot of people who want to make money, for example, they think that in order to make money, I can't have a social life. But what rich people do is they're like, why can't I have both? They figure out a way how they can enjoy both. All right. And I found that, and that's one of the principles I found helpful, because I feel like everyone's always stuck like, oh, if I want to do this, it means I can't do this. It's like, nah, you can, bro. Like you can do both things at once that you think may not work simultaneously, but you can if you develop a mindset where you're like, all right, this is how I can do it. I'm going to plan it out like this, this, and this. Point is, the book has a lot of great financial lessons as well as practical lessons. Shit, just stop fucking complaining and shit, and how people who complain and stuff end up being the worst people around, and how it's just how it's such a big negative in your life, man. I'm telling you, those are the two books I really recommend you check out. How to Outwit the Devil by Napoleon Hill and Millionaire Mindset by T. Harv Eker. That's all for today's video, man. I'm gonna catch you in the next one.